Hey guys, how are you? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com, as well as my old bedroom. Yes, I mean, this is where my YouTube channel was originally born on July 15th, 2006. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously changed a lot because one, this is no longer my bedroom because I moved out 2 years ago. And two, this is now my mom's scrapbook room. So in other words, please disregard all the feminine background items that you see behind me and just please try to focus on the content and my face because this video topic is a very good one for two reasons. Number one, I want to clarify some things coming from last week's video of why I think LO is pointless. And number two, I just have some really good things to share because I want to motivate you guys to create stuff and kick ass in the process. So jumping right into the video topic, let's begin with some afterthoughts regarding my LO is pointless video. Now, as expected, I made a lot of people mad, but you know what? That's kind of a given because I do have very strong opinions and I'm never ever afraid to speak my mind, especially when I feel confident in saying sites like LO will not be around a year or two from now. I mean, I so strongly believe in saying this. I don't think there's any room for another micro-social network nowadays. At least not now. Maybe one day when sites like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are actually struggling. But anyway, I'm not going to go through those thoughts again. You guys already know how I feel. And if you don't, check out that link right below. So let me clarify some things that I said last week. My quote of saying, just let the big guys dominate, did upset a lot of people. And I can completely understand why because I should have worded myself better. When I said let the big guys dominate, I was simply referring to only the social media scene. In terms of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, those three sites, as far as I can tell, are doing just fine. So when a little site like LO comes along, sorry to silence my phone. Anyway, when a little site like LO comes along, and it wants to compete with the likes of Twitter and Facebook, which by the way, more directly with Twitter, it seems, because LO and Twitter are very similar in some regards. I just think there are better markets to explore. So let me make this clear because I didn't make this clear enough in my original video. I am not discouraging the idea of trying new things. I mean, look at me. I'm always trying new things. I'm putting out new videos, putting out new websites, putting out whatever, because I love creating content. That's my job title, content creator. It's what I do, it's what pays the bills, and I love it. And real quick, a few people brought up the argument of, well, David, what about MySpace? I mean, MySpace was around, but Facebook still dominated. Well, yes, that's true, but that was years ago. Back then, we were in a very, very different time where social media was just getting started. But nowadays, the social media scene is a lot more mature than it was just 5 years ago. I mean, if you even think back then, what else did we have besides MySpace? Friendster? So that's exactly why MySpace dominated so easily. And the only reason Facebook won over MySpace is because, in my opinion, Facebook had a much more structured layout and a future plan for itself. Whereas MySpace was just it was glitter text and just top friends, which I admit was cool, but it didn't really have a lasting impression on a lot of people. Whereas Facebook, they dominated because of photo sharing, event sharing, the famous wall, and the list goes on and on. Facebook was constantly innovating, whereas MySpace, they kind of stood still. But anyway, with those points aside, let me get to the real point of this video, and that's to encourage others to try new things. Just as long as you're not trying to create a social network. I'm sorry, I still strongly believe that we don't need any more social networks. We do need more blogs. We need more resourceful content sites like Brand Rocket, which by the way, a few people brought up, well, David, why did you even try Brand Rocket if there's already other branding sites? Well, comparing resourceful sites like Brand Rocket to social network sites like Facebook and LO, they're two completely different markets. Sites like Brand Rocket, Mashable, Social Media Examiner, that's just another popular social media marketing website if you're interested in checking it out. Those sites will always be around because people will always crave new content. Whereas sites like Twitter and Facebook, we are simply comfortable with them. So anyway, let me give you some advice that I've picked up through recent years of content creation. Number one, if you have an idea, go for it. Not everyone acts on their ideas. And honestly, it hurts me a little saying that because I cannot stand when someone just says something but they don't do it. Anyone can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? That sounds incredibly cheesy, but it's the truth. Instead of saying it, just do it. Nike. Getting started is easily the hardest part. Believe me, I still have that problem. Even with simple things like blog posts on brandrocket.com. Sometimes I just have a really hard time typing that first paragraph. But after I get that first paragraph completed, the rest sort of just comes naturally to me. So in other words, getting started is definitely the hardest part, but once you do get started, your motivation will kick in just like that. And well, if you need motivation, look at similar websites. There is nothing wrong with looking at other websites and then basing your website off of those. Okay, so I'm not saying go out there and copy every single aspect of websites that you enjoy, but just do your research. Look at other websites and see what's working for them and see what's not working for them. Because I will say there are many websites out there that have the same kind of mission. I mean, look at Brand Rocket. It's not exactly incredibly unique, but I have you guys ready. I have my audience. And well, my mission is to give away the advice, the tips, the techniques, and the things that have worked for me and the things that have not worked for me to you, my existing audience, also known as my subscriber base. And then over time, as Brand Rocket grows, I will attract organic traffic through Google, Bing, Yahoo, and all those search engines. Now, my next thing I want to say to you guys is never ever let others get you down. I don't care if it's your family, your best friend, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. If they don't believe in your idea, then that's their problem, not yours. Just trust your gut. When you're creating something, create it with passion. Do it because you enjoy it. Now, obviously, with that said, you will want to take in critical feedback. I mean, if somebody doesn't like something, ask them why. But keep this in mind. If their reasoning is, well, I just don't like it, or it's not going to work, no one's going to use it, disregard that information and keep on going with your project. Because I've already had a few people say, David, nobody's going to use Brand Rocket. Well, with all due respect, not everyone sees Brand Rocket behind the scenes like I do. I get emails now and then saying, David, this website's awesome. It's already helping my brand. And actually, just 2 weeks ago, I had a YouTube comment say, David, I really wish Brand Rocket was around a year ago when I launched my website because it would have really helped me. That is the kind of feedback you want to concentrate on. Find those who need help with content, with building your brand, making better YouTube videos, blogging tips, even things like scrapbooking. If scrapbooking is your niche, then go for it. There will always be people out there who need help with scrapbooking. That's obviously just one example. The scrapbooking niche is actually very huge. So it's probably a good idea to narrow your niche down to a micro niche. Or just even a smaller niche, not really a micro niche per se. An example of people not believing in others is Apple. I'm an Apple freak. There's no doubt about that. I love me some Apple products. Hey, they're not perfect, but I do respect them as a brand because there's so much culture and passion behind their products. And a great example of this is the iPod. And actually, I'll link a great Mac Rumors thread right below with tons of people freaking out saying, wait a minute, this is it? The iPod, it's just another MP3 player. We already have CD players and Walkmans and stuff. Why do we need another MP3 player on the market? It's not the product that matters. It's how you market the product, and it's how you're going to work that product into an existing market. I just love threads like that because I love the idea of proving others wrong and succeeding in the process. Now, that may sound arrogant of me, but when I want to prove others wrong, it's kind of like my best motivator. It actually sounds kind of odd saying it out loud, but I embrace hate. I love when people doubt my work. I love when people say, David, you can't do this as a job. You can't sell this. You can't make money off this. Well, that's kind of my motivation to prove that person wrong. And it should be your motivation as well. Another example, look at the iPad. I praised and supported the iPad back when it was announced a few years ago, and people tore me up left and right. It's just a giant iPhone. This thing is a flop. Well, look at the iPad now. Just saying. The thing is, when you have an opinion regarding something popular or big, you're always going to get a lot of flack in return. Look at my video all about Ello. I still believe that it will not be a success. But I've had people call me a hater and I'm not positive thinking. Well, I'm sorry, I am a positive thinking person, but that doesn't mean I can't negatively critique a product or service that I don't believe in. I'm just saying, a year or two from now, come back to this video and see if I was wrong about LO. And guys, you know what? I will gladly admit when I'm wrong. I have no problem in admitting if I'm wrong about something. I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again in the future, just like you, because you're human. It's as simple as that. So, prove others wrong and kick ass in the process, because this is your passion, not theirs. Now, my last tip that I want to share today is extremely important, and honestly, I still struggle with this nowadays, at least somewhat. And that is to stay focused on your work and don't lose interest. Because let me be honest, guys, it's not going to be easy. Launching a website like Brand Rocket is tons of fun, but it requires so much work, so much time, and many, many late nights. But it's important to remain focused. Once your website or YouTube channel or whatever you're creating is officially launched to the public, it's important to stay on top of that. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume that most people struggle with staying on top of things. I mean, it's sort of like cleaning out your closet. I use that as an example because it's to my right, and I used to live in his bedroom, so I'm speaking from personal experience. Sometimes I would be so motivated, I'll clean out my closet, it would be so freaking clean and organized, I'd be so proud of myself. And then a month or two later, it gets messy again. Why? Because I got lazy. I lost my focus and I just began throwing things in there just to throw them in there. Whereas I could have easily organized them in my room, sold some things, and just remained focused. And the same thing goes for your projects. Launch them, stay on top of them, and keep in contact with your community. Answer questions, ask questions, reply to comments, check your tweets, your Facebook posts, Instagram posts, all that stuff. We live in an amazing world with tons of platforms to take advantage of and tons of opportunities to explore. I kind of sound like a motivational speaker right now, but I guess that's what I am. I mean, it's not my job title, but it is kind of my passion to motivate others because, well, to be honest, what I've done in the past, you could probably do better. I mean, guys, if you think about it, the only real limit in this world is yourself. Others can't hold you back. Only you can hold yourself back. So take action, turn those ideas into reality, and just have fun with it. And now finally, to wrap up this video, I do want to plug brandrocket.com. Come on, can you blame me? Brand Rocket is this new website that I just launched less than a month ago, and it's all about creating your brand, launching your brand, marketing your brand, and the list goes on and on. I have articles ranging from social media tips to how to build an Amazon affiliate website to how to never make typos again in your blog post. Yes, I've actually composed a blog post all about never making typos again. Hey, it's a proven technique and I use it every single day. And of course, in the process, if you feel the need to finally launch your product, I do have links to Bluehost, which is actually my recommended web host nowadays aside from Squarespace. I even have a domain check, so if you're looking for a domain name, I have a tool right there on the site to check right away. And of course, I do have the Creators Showcase where you can feature your website for completely free. I mean, come on. It's free exposure, free links to your social media profiles. Why wouldn't you want to check it out? Okay, that just sounds like an advertisement now. I'm just really proud of Brand Rocket, that's all. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this cleared up some thoughts regarding my LO is pointless video. I mean, I still think LO is pointless. I'm not going to deny that. And I still think it's kind of dumb to create new social media startups unless you have something incredibly unique to offer. But with startups in general and companies and brands, if you have an idea, go for it. I encourage you. Make stuff, kick ass in the process, and enjoy the hell out of it. Oh guys, real quick, if you do like this video, please click that like button right below. I really appreciate it. It helps me out very much. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.